Good morning, and welcome back to Daily Dhamma, a letter to our children. Today is May 16th, and our reading is South for the Winter. Winter was coming, and the birds were late flying south. They were in a big hurry, but one little bird kept playing around, wouldn't listen, and once they lifted off, he found himself at the back of the flock. Snow built up on his wings, and he started to freeze. So he did what willful, self-sufficient creatures often do. He bargained with God. He prayed, "Please, God, if you get me out of this one, I promise to be good next time." And with that, he fell from the sky and landed in a barnyard. As he sat there, feeling sorry for himself, sniffling and blaming God for his troubles, a horse walked across the yard, paused, and crapped all over him. "Oh, that's just great, God," he screamed. "First you abandon me, and then one of your creatures does this." But sitting in the muck, he noticed he was warming up. He shook himself, stretched his wings, leaned his head back, and chirped. A cat nearby heard him and walked over to investigate. The cat leaned down and started to lick the little bird clean. "Wow, this is more like it. I guess they finally know who they're dealing with," thought the bird. They looked deeply into each other's eyes, and the cat ate him. There are 4 morals to this story. First, not everyone who craps on us is our enemy. Second, not everyone who takes crap off us is our friend. Third, if we're safe and warm, even if we're in a pile of crap, we'd best mind our tongues. And finally, God gives us free will, but He doesn't promise to save us from the crap we get ourselves into when we use it. I believe God loves me, but His laws are not travel advisories. If I walk out of a 5th floor window, I'm going to hurt myself, not because God hates me, but because I broke the law. Gravity doesn't care about my feelings. Good, bad, or indifferent, my actions have consequences, and I alone am responsible for them. The little bird broke the law, was saved, but couldn't keep his mouth shut. There endeth the lesson. Well, not quite. Probably should have taken a tip from the little bird. Let me go over a couple of these things. First of all, what is the little bird doing bargaining with God about anything? What cards does he have? None that I can see. I mean, he wasn't listening. He was screwing around. He's gotten himself into this trouble, and now he'd like God to get him off the hook. And he promises to do what he should have been doing all along. And he thinks that that's a bargaining chip? That seems kind of weird. The second thing is the it's hilarious. We often get we don't get what we expected. We say, "Please do this for me." We're asking for outcomes. He gives us the outcome that we demanded, but it doesn't feel the way that we thought it was going to feel. Third, things working out if you leave well enough alone. He would have been just fine if he'd kept his mouth shut when he was in the pile of dung in the barnyard. He would have been fine. And, then the cat wouldn't have come, and there you go. So that leads to the last one, which is curb your enthusiasm. You might be real tickled about this, but maybe you should, calm down a little bit. Keep it to yourself, will you? So happy trails to you until we meet again.